Well, hey, Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. In this episode, we got a good one. We're looking at the Robot Spirits Aerial. This is something I've been waiting a long time for. Big fan of the Robot Spirits line, so to be able to look at the latest Gundam from the latest Gundam show is a treat. But before we get started, if you haven't, please subscribe. And as you're watching the video and think it's pretty cool, give it a like. Also, check the links in the description for ways you can support the channel, and there's a lot of cool perks and benefits that come with that. But let's get started. All right, and here we go. Here is the Aerial. Here is the new Gundam suit. This came straight from Hobby Link Japan, like right away. Very thankful for that. Really good price. It's really the shipping, you know, that kind of foreign tax. But other than that, totally worth grabbing it right now. I'll have a link in the description. So what's cool about being able to get hands-on with this is I haven't built the Gunpla. So this is really the easiest way to get a close inspection of the unit and seeing all of its little gimmicks and abilities that are actually also used in the show. And all the accessories it comes with. I was actually surprised about the size of the box, but it's because it actually comes with a lot, even if not everything, and I'll get to that. Yeah, let me take everything off and we'll just look at it straight. All right, so here it is, kind of bare bones. I've taken off all the little bits, and we're gonna get into that here shortly. The accessories, the bits from what we've seen in the show, get a better understanding of what it all looks like. Yeah, but no, just taking a look at this, you know, we can see where like the permet stuff would show up here. You know, maybe there's more to this figure, probably not, but I think like on the high grade, it has another piece you can put in here for that red to show up there. I mean, this is really a cool looking robot and a cool looking rework of the Gundam because it's essentially what this is supposed to be anyway. Backpack, we got those colors. We've got where the beam sabers go. We've got the V-fin stuff going on. Now, as a figure itself, with articulation, we've got the neck and the head, getting all the articulation you would need. Shoulders, multiple pieces to the shoulders here. We've got this piece, this little under piece there. Bicep swivel. Let's see. Wow, interesting looking elbow there, right? And it doesn't go up all the way, but I guess it's more than a 90. But interesting looking elbow. We're gonna see a lot of these little connector pieces, which makes it easy to use, and we'll get into the accessories that use that. Let's see, so we've got swivel here, and okay, there's a lot of forward range movement I noticed with Gundams, but not a lot of back. Okay, there we go. Okay, it looks like, and this is probably in the instructions, which we'll look at here shortly, there's kind of an option to give it some of a back, but I feel like there would be more than we normally get. This is actually pretty good little flight. Yeah, because I'm thinking in terms of flight, so that's actually pretty good. And then, so with the skirt armor, this doesn't move, but this front does here. Let's see, the legs have enough of a spread. It kind of stops there, but that's good enough. It goes back really far. The knee doing this, and then we also have the feet here, and the feet here. So this moves side to side, all that. I mean, it has all the articulation you would expect. You know, the thing with the hands, I've noticed this with a lot of newer suits is, you know, they have the ball joint that you plug into, so then you can get the rotation, but they're not giving it the room it needs. Oh, there's some other articulation I'll talk about here in a second. But it doesn't give you the room it needs really to move the hand around a lot. That's the only weird thing about this. They're giving it a ball joint. It should be like a double ball joint or something. Anyway, yeah, so in here, there's a lot of little random bits going on. So we have this elbow articulation. So it has kind of a double, but not all the way. That reminds me of like some of the other suits, I think from the Stardust memory line, where there would be another articulation, like a lateral articulation, right under the elbow. And I guess it's kind of doing that, but it only goes one way. I guess that maybe kind of helps with having to like dual wield with the arms yeah, because even with this, when you move the shoulders forward, it's not what you would typically see. So I guess they added that in to the forearm instead of the shoulder or chest. And that probably had to do with the design here. So that's interesting. A couple other things, okay, after we looked at the articulation, really is that, like the paint, like the eyes look great if I can get, because they kind of have that shiny green going on. reflective green. And I really like the paint applications, okay, in the top of the head here, if that can come into view, but also on the chest here. So there's the black inside, but then like kind of that chrome around it. So yeah, when it comes to the sculpt, articulation, paint, this is perfect. This is top tier. No, it's not. It's almost there. These hands, they had to do something about, and yeah, maybe this moving in helps, but you know, getting used to some recent vintage collection Star Wars figures, there's that vertical that you can move up and move down, and some of them have the horizontal. Yeah, so just kind of limiting there. All right, let's take a look at the manual, because sometimes they do spell out some articulation, but also we're going to look at the accessories, or how to use them for when we go through accessories. But yeah, here we go, showing that articulation we were just looking at with the shoulder, the arms, lots of options. Not necessarily showing off that additional forearm articulation, showing, I guess, what the leg can do, where to put the beam saber. Oh, and it moves down so she can hold it. That is cool. I like that. And then, unfortunately, a connector piece for a stand instead of just a built-in one. That's fine. And then on here, effect part, which is cool. Connector piece for gun. And then some other thing I'm not too familiar with, I guess, to make the gun crazier. So a thing they do a lot in these instructions is they'll kind of show a basic, like this will go here, but not necessarily like the finished result, which is fine. All right, so here's where we get to the interesting gimmick of not only the suit, but even the robot spirits. And I would think even the high grade is the shield bits. So you have bits that are all over Ariel, and then that's even including the back here. Which is actually, this is the setup I had for the beginning of the video. It even comes with a piece to help remove pieces, but that's kind of what you get in the end. You can then take all those pieces to build the shield and attach the shield. You can also take apart all the pieces, put together this crazy effect part stand thingy, and have them all connected. The thing that's sold separately is the stand to then plug this on to do all that stuff. So not too bad, because you can still, there's the idea to use it without the stand, but also you can plug it into the stand. So that's cool little options there. All right, so let's look at each piece of the accessories, and then I'm gonna try to put it together like it is in the manual. Here's that back skirt piece that is part of the bits that form. Now, when you do put the shield together, you'll see that there are some extra parts, like I think it's this one goes on her forearm, and that's what becomes the shield, but they also have a piece that's already built in with, is it these pieces? Or this, yeah. So it's almost like, you know, parts forming pieces where you'll discard these because you won't be using them. But, you know, that's a minor complaint. Okay, so all the shield bits here, we have Ariel's gun. Looks like a gun should look, you know, it's pretty cool. Yeah, there's that. Here is crazy looking blade. I guess this goes in here. So that's pretty crazy. It's pretty awesome, like a giant gun sword thingy. Actually looks good with that purple light in the background. And then two of these beam saber effect blades. These are really like flat and wide beam sabers, but then yeah, you plug that in and there's that. Looks good. Love the color. And then extra V-fin, you know, you always need this. You just never know, right? You never know. I feel like I'm gonna have a cache of V-fins one day. Someone's gonna really question what they found. Yeah. Here is the other things, you know, typical hands that we see. We have relaxed, you know, dynamic. We have the trigger finger, fist. We have something to hold the beam saber. All the stuff you'd expect. It even has like the little, you know, connector pieces we were talking about for like the gun storage or for the stand. Another little piece here that I don't remember seeing when we're looking in the manual, but I'll probably come across what this does here shortly. And then all those little connector pieces for the bits. So we have like this holder for the multiple different things. All right, part removal, hand tree, and then all those little things. They look exactly like what came with the Q blade, but no, it's not. But yeah, let's put this together. All right, so for these things here, it looks like, this would be what connects into the aerial or the stand that you have. And then these things, there is the connector piece, but then a fitting, and then just a straight up connector piece. And I think that's what actually plugs in here. If I can get that in, let's see how easy that is. And it even says warning delicate, so, okay, I got that in. All right, here's everything on the little piece here, and just moving this around, you can kind of get an idea of the articulation you get while using this, which is, it's quite a bit. I mean, this is pretty neat in the first place. Now, when it's showing this, I mean, I really feel like you can do it however you want, right? That there doesn't have to be a specific way it's put together. Let's look on the box. Well, it's gonna be kind of hard to see. Let's see. So this is, okay, showing where it's on the back, and I guess that's kind of a weird look to that, but I guess you're getting an idea of it's in the back. The things are just plugged in. Because it's got those other pieces. All right, here's something I just conjured up, just kind of slapping together the bits on the back here. I don't think there's really a specific way to do it. All right, so let's look at this. We've got the spot in the back. We've got this connector here. Let me plug that in. All right, and then okay, this is gonna be kind of awkward to display. Give me a second. All right, real quick, just to kind of show how it looks. I feel like there's just so much you could actually do with this. I'll probably have some shots here just showing some other things I put together. But yeah, it's really cool that it has this. It reminds me of the Q-Blade. It's very cool to use. Different options, different ways to use it. Although, if you're gonna have just the aerial standing with this on the back, you need to have it positioned in a way where she's not gonna fall backwards, because she'll easily fall down. Okay, another thing I just did was kind of move around the bits here on these arms where you can, it's really giving me Q-Blade vibes. I didn't really get that until now, but yeah, you can really move this around however you want. You're gonna want to have her on a stand. They do have the separate spot here for the connector piece, so I guess that kind of hides any insertion here, but I kind of like it when they have them built in. It's helpful. So there we have it, the Gundam Aerial from Witch from Mercury in Robot Spirits form. I think it's awesome. It's totally worth the price. Everything about it is super awesome, especially when it comes to the bits and how that whole thing operates. My only complaint, and it's very minor, is really how the hands work. It's very limited with movement of the wrist itself, although that forearm has that extra weird articulation that maybe makes up for that. So it's hard for me to make some complaints. I think this is totally worth it, even with that kind of import tax premium. Totally worth it. So, guys, let me know what you think. Have you picked up one of these, plan to, or have the high grade? What are your thoughts on the aerial robot spirits and even this in general? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk later.